Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues and the Batman universe for our look at the final figure from the Mask of the Phantasm line. Like I said, there was one I didn't buy, which was just Combat Batman repainted in a shiny silver. But today we're taking a look at Retro Batman and one of the coolest Batman figures to be made from this whole entire line and wave. This is, like they say, it's Retro Batman, but it is essentially first appearance Batman, and we get that for like 2 minor brief seconds in the Mask of the Phantasm, and he's actually in silhouette and we don't see him after Bruce proposes to Andrea, and then Andrea and her father, they have to leave, so Andrea sends Bruce the note saying that they can't, and then Bruce goes out as Batman for the very first time. So you don't actually see this look in the film. They drew production photos of it, obviously, but they did it all basically in silhouette. You see him putting on the gloves and the gray utility belt, but all in one shot, you don't see him. But a very, very cool figure, and he has long ears, which I think is really cool. So, Batman Year One, anybody? A very, very cool figure. I like this figure a lot. Of the 3 Batman, this is really pushing to be my favorite from the line. I do like the standard animated series Batman, and then the new adventures of Batman. I like that figure as well, but this one is right up there at the top. I've got some wear on the figure of this little bat signal here, so I've been thinking about taking a black Sharpie marker and going over and filling some of those in. I think just with 20 some odd years of use and abuse sometimes, or being on a shelf and toppling over. I mean, he stands up very well, but the whole domino effect, if I had Catwoman somewhere and she falls over and you get this whole ride, Cedar Point ride of figures falling over, that sometimes they would fall off and hit the floor. So be careful where you set your figures, but such a cool Batman. I can't say enough good things about this. If you're wanting a Batman animated series figure, this is a nice one to get. You can see the little wheel here, so we're going to revisit a Scarecrow feature in just about a second. So you can probably guess what Batman's gimmick is. But I just think such a good Batman. And I like my Batman to have long ears. These kind of look, maybe they're a little too long, but I think it really works for the character. Doesn't have the full gauntlets, just kind of the gloves, and doesn't have the normal yellow utility belt. So, standard 5 points of articulation. Now, he does come with a couple accessories that they thought, well, we got to give Batman something. So, here's the something that they gave him, and he's really hard to try and get him to hold this. So, you can guess, he's got this whole spinning rotation. Again, still works both directions. So, do I have him posed with this thing? No, not at all. Can I stop turning this thing? No, not at all. So, he does also come with this, which I'm not exactly sure what this is. You can put it in his hand, and again, you could have the same rotating thing that doesn't work quite as well, but it's some type of a claw mechanism. Let's bring up the standard Batman for comparison. So, look very, very cool together. Let's kind of get in here a little bit, take a look at the Bat family. So I think this would have been really cool to kind of see maybe an episode of the Batman animated series. For him to kind of look like this one time, I thought would have been kind of cool. So these are 2 of my favorite Batman. There's a third, obviously, that we haven't got to yet. So 2 really good, solid Batman figures, and I think this is a really good one. And it's kind of sad that he was put in this line. I mean, I think it's great that he was put in a line. It works. It's accurate to the movie, even though you really don't kind of see it. You see it in bits and pieces for, like I said, just a couple seconds. But it would have been cool if they would have re-released this figure in just the normal standard animated series box art, so some people that may have missed out on the first time could have got it a second time. So hopefully some of you had this figure. Some people ask, you know, ooh, what are good figures to go get from the animated series? This is one right here. You know, the standard combat belt Batman. That's a mouthful that I just pulled off. That is obviously a very good one to get because it's a true representation of the animated series as a whole. But if you want another Batman for your collection, this is another good one to get. So, folks, that is going to do it for the Batman animated series line of figures. Before we get into the new adventures of Batman, and that is where they resculpted and redesigned all the figures from ground up for the 4th and final season of the animated series. I have a few of those figures, and as we get into those, I'll explain why, and you know, why I bought the figures that I bought and why I didn't buy the ones that I didn't buy. So thanks for staying through to this far. Like I said, we've got, I'm looking down on my box, 13, maybe 14 more figures to go through. So we still got a few more figures to go through, but everything after this point will not have the, you know, BTAS counter on them. It'll be the new Adventures of Batman, so you can acronym that out. I think I'll still keep the counter number going the same in the series. Or I will include, you know, BTAS and then New Adventures of Batman, whatever that is. So, thanks for watching thus far. We've got, like I said, 13 or 14 more figures to go through, and these will be all the new redesigned figures for the final season of the animated series. So today we've been taking a look at Retro Batman, or as I like to call him, Year 1 Batman, from the Batman animated series Mask of the Phantasm. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe signing off saying we will see you guys next time.